question of why zebras sport such distinctive stripes is not a recent one by any means. People have been captivated by these animals and their peculiar coats for centuries, perhaps even millennia. Imagine ancient peoples encountering these striped wonders for the first time. What must they have thought? Did they weave elaborate myths and legends to explain their appearance? Perhaps tales of narrow escapes from fires that left scorch marks, or magical interventions by spirits of the plains. This fascination transcends generations, connecting our modern curiosity with the awe felt by those who observed zebras long before the age of scientific inquiry. The stripes are timeless, and so is our desire to understand them. While ancient stories offer a romantic glimpse into past interpretations, modern science demands a more rigorous approach. We are looking for evidence, for testable hypotheses that can be scrutinized and verified. This isn't about casual guesswork. Dedicated researchers have invested enormous amounts of time and effort into studying zebras in their natural habitat. They've conducted meticulous observations, designed clever experiments, and analyzed complex sets of data. They've truly put their thinking caps on, sometimes even enduring challenging field conditions, all in the pursuit of knowledge. It's a serious scientific endeavor, this stripe investigation, driven by the fundamental human desire to understand the natural world around us. The range of proposed explanations for these stripes is quite astonishing, which gives you an idea of how tricky this puzzle really is. Some theories suggest the stripes act as camouflage, not against a still background, but by confusing predators when the herd is moving. Others propose they play a role in social interactions, helping zebras recognize each other. Then there are ideas about keeping cool under the hot African sun, or even deterring biting insects like tsetse flies. Each of these intriguing ideas has its proponents and its skeptics, and the truth might even involve a combination of factors. This essay will guide you through this labyrinth of theories. So let's dive into the first big idea, camouflage. It's often the go-to explanation for animal patterns, isn't it? The thinking goes that these bold stripes must somehow help zebras blend into their surroundings. Perhaps in the shimmering heat haze of the African plains, the lines break up their outline, or maybe in the dappled light filtering through acacia trees, they become harder to spot. It sounds plausible, almost intuitive. After all, many animals use camouflage to avoid becoming dinner. Nature is full of creatures that mimic leaves, bark, or even the sea floor. So why not zebras with their striking stripes? However, as we touched upon earlier, this theory has a rather large, stripy problem. Zebras, bless them, are not exactly masters of disguise in broad daylight on an open, grassy plain. Imagine you're a lion, scanning the horizon for a meal. A creature covered in bright black and white lines tends to, well, stand out rather spectacularly. It's hardly the subtle earth-toned get-up you might expect from an animal trying to lay low. Charles Darwin himself, the father of evolutionary theory, was a bit skeptical about this camouflage idea for zebras. He pointed out that in open country they are remarkably conspicuous. But perhaps we're thinking about camouflage in the wrong way. What if it's not about becoming invisible against a static background? Some scientists propose a concept called disruptive coloration. The idea here is that the stripes break up the solid outline of the zebra's body. What happens when zebras are on the move? This brings us to the motion dazzle or predator confusion hypothesis. A herd of zebras, all stripes and legs, suddenly bolting. The visual chaos could bewilder a predator. It's like a living optical illusion thundering across the savannah. This isn't about hiding, it's about overwhelming the hunter's senses. A different kind of defense strategy. The theory suggests these stripes make it hard for a predator to single out an individual. Which way is that one going? How fast is it moving? Where does one zebra end and another begin? The stripes could merge into a confusing mass. Imagine trying to catch one specific bee in a swarm. This confusion effect could give zebras crucial seconds to escape. It's compared to the wagon wheel effect. The principle of visual trickery is similar. The stripes could interfere with a predator's ability to perceive motion. For a lion, any hesitation caused by this effect could mean the difference between a successful hunt and going hungry. It's a clever tactic, using bold patterns to confuse and disorient. Proving this is quite a challenge. We can't exactly ask lions how confusing they find a running herd of zebras. Researchers have used simulations and experiments to test motion dazzle. Some studies show high contrast patterns can make it harder to estimate speed and direction. While not direct proof for zebras, it lends credibility to the idea that their stripes might play a visual game with their pursuers. Now let's address the elephant, or rather, the lion in the room. If these camouflage and motion dazzle theories are correct, why are zebras still a reasonably common item on the menu for Africa's top predators? Lions, hyenas, and wild dogs do manage to hunt zebras successfully. This undeniable fact makes us question just how effective these stripy defenses truly are. If the stripes were a foolproof anti-predator system, we might expect zebras to be virtually untouchable, prancing around the savannah with impunity. But alas, the circle of life continues, stripes or no stripes. It's important to remember that predators are not easily fooled. They have evolved alongside their prey for millions of years, developing their own incredible hunting skills and sensory adaptations. Lions, for example, often hunt cooperatively, at night, or use ambush tactics. These strategies might bypass or reduce the effectiveness of any visual confusion caused by stripes. Perhaps the stripes offer only a marginal advantage. Maybe they reduce the success rate of hunts by a small percentage. In the grand game of evolution, even a slight edge can be enough to favor the survival of a trait over countless generations. Furthermore, the effectiveness of these visual theories might depend heavily on the specific circumstances. Motion dazzle, for instance, primarily works when zebras are in a group and running. What about a lone zebra, or one that is standing still or moving slowly? In those situations, the bold stripes might actually make it more conspicuous, a clear target against the landscape. Disruptive coloration might work best in certain light conditions or specific habitats, like dense woodland, but zebras spend a lot of time on open plains. The benefits might be situational, not universal. So while the ideas of camouflage and predator confusion are compelling and have some scientific support, they don't seem to provide the complete answer to the zebra stripe mystery. It feels like we're holding only a few pieces of a much larger, more intricate puzzle. So we've chewed over the idea of stripes confusing predators, and it's clear that theory has a few holes, or perhaps just isn't the whole stripy story. What if the main audience for these spectacular patterns isn't the lions, but other zebras? Think about it. Zebras are incredibly social animals. They live in tight-knit family groups called harems, usually with one stallion, several mares, and their foals. These groups often mingle to form much larger herds. In such a bustling, stripy metropolis, telling one individual from another could be vitally important. Could these stripes be nature's very own version of a fingerprint or a barcode, unique to each animal? It's a rather charming idea, isn't it? Every zebra with its own bespoke suit of stripes. Scientists have actually studied this, meticulously photographing and comparing the stripe patterns of individual zebras. And guess what? They found that much like our fingerprints, no two zebras have exactly the same pattern. The variations can be subtle, a slightly thicker line here, an extra whirl there, but they are distinct. This uniqueness could be crucial for social bonding. Imagine a young foal trying to find its mother in a crowd of similarly striped adults. A unique pattern would certainly make that game of hide and seek a lot less stressful for both mum and baby. This individual recognition is fundamental for complex social structures. It helps maintain hierarchies within the group, reinforces bonds between family members, and allows zebras to know who their friends are, and perhaps more importantly, who might be a rival. If a stallion needs to keep his mares together, or a mare needs to ensure she's following the right group, being able to quickly identify familiar stripes would be a massive advantage. It's like recognizing your mates at a football match by the slightly quirky way they wear their team scarf. It's all about those little details that make someone, or some zebra, stand out from the crowd. However, as with all good scientific puzzles, there are counter-arguments. Could stripes play a role in zebra romance? This brings us to sexual selection. Traits become common if they attract mates. Could zebra stripes be like a sharp suit or stunning ball gown? Appearances matter in the dating game. Stripes might signal an individual's fitness. Clear, symmetrical stripes could indicate good genes. Dull or asymmetrical stripes might suggest poor health. Zebras might favor high-quality stripes for better offspring. Proving this is tricky. Observing zebra mate choice is a monumental task. The idea remains largely speculative. The quest for love might be one more reason for zebras to earn their stripes. Beyond recognizing individuals, could these stripes serve a more communal purpose? Consider the importance of herd cohesion for zebras. Sticking together is a key survival strategy. A united herd presents a more formidable challenge to a hunter. Could the stripes act as visual glue, helping zebras stay connected? Imagine a young zebra trying to keep up with the group. The bold pattern could be easier to see and follow. This visual cue could be crucial for maintaining herd integrity. The stripes could guide the gaze and movement of zebras. Instead of confusing predators, the stripes might provide clarity for fellow zebras. So, we've explored how stripes might bamboozle predators or help zebras recognize each other. But what if their purpose is something far more fundamental to everyday life on the sun-drenched African plains? I'm talking about staying cool. Africa can get incredibly hot. Zebras spend a great deal of their time out in the open, under that blazing sun. It makes a certain intuitive sense, doesn't it, that their unique coat might play a role in managing their body temperature. This idea, the thermoregulation hypothesis, has been debated by scientists for quite some time, suggesting these stripes could be a natural built-in air conditioning system, relying on the basic physics of heat absorption and reflection. We all know that black surfaces absorb more heat from sunlight, while white surfaces reflect it. So the theory goes that the black stripes on a zebra get hotter than the white stripes. This temperature difference could create tiny convection currents, little eddies of air, right next to the zebra's skin. These mini breezes would help to dissipate heat from the zebra's body, effectively wicking away warmth and providing a cooling effect. It's like having your own personal, very localized wind generation system. Scientists have tried to test this with thermal imaging cameras and found that the black stripes can be significantly warmer than the white stripes. We're talking temperature differences of several degrees Celsius. They've also compared the overall surface temperatures of zebras to other plain-coated animals sharing the same habitat. And sometimes the zebras do appear to be a tad cooler. However, these differences are often quite subtle. The big question is whether these small variations in temperature and the resulting airflows are substantial enough to provide a truly significant cooling advantage for the animal. This is where the debate really heats up, if you'll pardon the pun. While the idea of tiny convection currents is fascinating, proving their overall effectiveness as a cooling system is rather difficult. Some researchers argue that any cooling effect derived from the stripes would likely be minimal, perhaps not powerful enough to be the primary evolutionary reason for such a bold and conspicuous pattern. After all, many other large mammals like elephants or giraffes cope with the African heat without resorting to stripy attire, though they employ other strategies such as seeking shade, having large ears to radiate heat, or even wallowing in mud. So the jury is still out on whether stripes are primarily for staying cool. Let's shift our gaze from the sun above to a much smaller but incredibly irritating problem-biting flies. What if the zebra's stripes are an ingenious defense against these airborne assailants? The alternating black and white stripes disrupt the pattern of polarized light. Scientists have conducted clever experiments to investigate this. Horses wearing stripy pajamas were bothered by far fewer flies. Real-world observations show fewer flies landing on zebras. The zebra's stripes could be its own highly effective built-in insect repellent. So we've examined two potential benefits of being stripy: staying cool under the African sun and avoiding biting flies. The evidence for stripes deterring flies appears more robust. Experiments suggest stripes are an effective anti-fly strategy. Evolution often favors traits with multiple advantages. The complete story of why zebras have stripes might still be unfolding. Zebras are the poster children for stripy chic, but they don't have a monopoly on the pattern. Stripes pop up in unexpected places, adorning diverse creatures globally. Think of the tiger, its stripes providing superb camouflage in Asia's forests. Fish like the Sergeant Major use stripes for camouflage or schooling behavior. Some snakes sport stripes to blend in or create optical illusions. Stripes serve different purposes depending on the animal and its lifestyle. For tigers, stripes break up their outline, making them hard to spot. It's a predator's cloak of invisibility. For reef fish, stripes can confuse predators. Bold stripes in venomous snakes or insects act as a warning signal. This is known as aposematism. Evolution tailors stripes to specific problems. Tigers use stripes for camouflage while zebras deter biting flies. Zebra stripes evolved to ward off biting flies, a specific solution to a specific problem. Stripes as an adaptation. These incredible stripes are a textbook example of an evolutionary adaptation. An adaptation enhances an organism's survival and reproduction. For zebras, their stripy coats are a result of this relentless evolutionary process. Think of evolution as an ongoing arms race. Prey animals develop defenses, and predators evolve ways to overcome them. The enduring presence of these spectacularly striped equids is strong evidence of their evolutionary success. When stripes evolved, a glimpse into the deep past. Understanding zebra stripes involves peering back into the deep past. Modern zebras belong to the genus Equus, which includes horses and asses. While horses and asses are plain-coated, zebras stand out. Stripes evolved specifically within the zebra lineage. Pinpointing when this happened is a challenge for scientists. Stripes likely emerged due to intense environmental pressures. For instance, the biting fly hypothesis suggests stripes deter insects. Changes in predators or vegetation could have influenced stripe evolution. Convergent evolution shows unrelated species evolving similar traits. These comparisons help scientists understand evolutionary forces. Zebra stripes are a stunning reminder of natural selection's power. What an adventure it has been! We've chased after the answer to one of nature's most stylish mysteries. Why do zebras have those incredible stripes? Ingenious theories and dedicated research have led us to fascinating insights. The primary evolutionary driver for those spectacular stripes is likely protection from parasitic insects. Stripes are a highly effective deterrent against biting insects like tsetse flies and horseflies. Nature often loves a multi-tool, but flies are the main villains in this evolutionary drama. This journey into the world of zebra stripes showcases the beauty of the scientific method. It starts with a simple question, why stripes? And blossoms into hypothesis, experimentation, and debate. Scientists gather evidence piece by piece with boundless curiosity. Theories are proposed, challenged, refined, and sometimes discarded. Stripes illustrate the power of adaptation, a solution forged by evolutionary pressure. Their stripes are a testament to resilience and thriving in a demanding landscape. The leading theory is that stripes are an effective form of insect repellent. Stripes disrupt polarized light, making zebras less attractive to flies. Next time you see a zebra, appreciate their stripes as a biological marvel. Or maybe zebras are in on a massive practical joke, enjoying keeping us guessing.
Thank you for watching a WiseHooterLearning video. If you would like a shout out at the end of a future video, please have your first name emailed to WiseHooterLearning@yahoo.com.